Hey, what's happening, nation? It's Joku. I want to come out tonight and just take a quick look at our secondary and just kind of break it down. We did the defensive line, we've done the linebackers. We're going to finish it off with the secondary, and then the next day or two, we'll take a look at it as a whole. It's a pretty cool, man. I really like the way that things are shaking out. So, we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump into it tonight. A few things before we do get started. Nicholas Morrow's looking like he's going to test free agency. My video the other day, I was talking about him possibly being moved off of this team. You guys told me I was freaking crazy, that there was no way the Raiders would let that happen. And I'm telling you, man, I knew there was a real shot of it. And he's gonna get picked up by somebody. Obviously, the Raiders offered him a contract. He did not like it. So he was like, all right, I'm going to test free agency. I really think I'm a 3-down linebacker. Somebody's going to offer him a little bit more money. He's going to end up taking it. It sucks, but it is what it is. I wish that kid the best of luck. Hopefully nobody offers him anything and he comes back and he sticks with us for the next couple of years. I would take that. And then the other thing before we start hitting up the secondary, I do this. I bought this sweet ass truck. I am so damn happy about it. And I just wanted to bring it out, show it to you guys, man. This thing is decked out, jacked out, and man, it's awesome, like truly awesome. So I don't know, I'm super happy about that. Just wanted to show it to you. All right, let's go ahead and do this, man. We'll jump into the secondary. Right now we have 14 defensive backs on this football team, and like on our roster, including like the practice squad, like everything, all the way down through the line. 5 of those guys are free agents. I'm willing to let all 5 of these free agents just walk, like pretty much just straight walk. Eric Harris is the first one. Nevin Lawson's the second. Dalen Levitt, who I could see him possibly making the practice squad, but I'm really kind of just done with him. I'd like to see him move on. And as far as the numbers go of what we're going to be bringing onto this team, we're going to have to end up letting him go. Worley will be gone. And then DJ Killings is another one that I'm really pulling for to maybe hit the practice squad, but I'm really thinking he's going to end up being gone. So that leaves us 9 after that. And then that Golden kid, he's on our practice squad. He's the same kid that got booted out of training camp on his other team for trying to sneak that girl in. He got arrested for drag racing. It's not anything too terrible, but those are 2 pretty big strikes against him. So I could honestly see him getting moved off this team. And that leaves us with the 8 that you see right there on the screen. So we got Heath, we got Johnson, we got Joyner, Nixon, Robertson, Arnett, Mullen, and Abram. And really, I put Mullen, Arnett, and Abram on top because those are the 3 that are definitely going to stay on this team. I could see us making moves with all these other guys. I mean, Amik's going to stick around. And then I'm really thinking Heath's going to end up sticking around, but I want to see him stick around in just like a true depth role. I don't want to see him stick around in a situation where he's our starting single high safety. We'd be screwed. I'm just going to go and say that right now. We'd be completely screwed. But since we are sitting at the 8, we can go ahead and just say, like most NFL teams carry 10. They dress 8 for a game. So we need 2 more. And I'm really hoping that it's Marcus Williams from the Saints. And then we bring in a veteran cornerback. And I know, like, I personally want to see it. You guys know I'm kind of leaning towards Sherman. I really think it would work out just for a season or 2. I think he'd be pretty good and help train these young guys. I don't think he'd have a huge price tag, but there's a ton of corners and we have a ton of options out there. It's just the one that I'm kind of leaning towards, like my personal favorite. So, I don't know. What do you guys think, man? Because I really think our secondary, like this core of 8, it could be switched around a little bit. Like, I mean, Heath could be upgraded. I really like Johnson. I still really like Nixon. I'm not going to lie. I could see those 2 sticking around. Joyner, I have a feeling, is going to get moved on from, and that frees up a good chunk of money. Amik, I really love for everything except for his size, but he seems like he can get in there. He's not afraid to get in there and try to make those hits. And it seemed like, I know he missed a few easy tackles, but other than like Abram, he really seems like he's trying to break down. He just kind of got ran over. I mean, the kid's still super young, man, so you got to kind of give him a pass. All right, so that's kind of what I had on it, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Abram's a stud. Mullen's a stud. Arnett's hit or miss, man. I want to see a veteran corner playing above Arnett. And then have Arnett just continue to work in, maybe cover that slot. We get into those dime packages. Then you're able to get Arnett and Amik and our veteran corner and Mullen all on the field and still have Abram bouncing around. Dude, I mean, it's looking good, man. So I think our secondary is not trash. I think we have a really good core. We just need a few studs to put in front of these guys because they're incredibly young. And Joyner is not the answer, and Heath is not the answer. So, I don't know, man. Hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. Hypnotic, what's going on, dude? Andrew, what's going on? Oh, Lloyd, what's up, dude? L, Mr. Big, Aaron, how much did it cost? Hard work pays off, dude. I put in a ton of work, so you gotta treat yourself sometimes. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm happy as hell about that. We need to stop keeping players just for special teams. Thank you, dude. That's like my biggest thing with Kyle Wilbur. You can have dudes that play special teams, but they can still be good-ass players. Sergio, I appreciate it, man. Like Kyle Wilbur and Carey. Yeah, Carrier's another one. I could honestly see us moving on from Carrier. There's some pretty damn good tight ends in this draft. I could see us picking one up through the draft, getting one late. With the 17th pick of the 2021 draft, do the Las Vegas Raiders select Jock, linebacker, Notre Dame? Michael, in a perfect world, in my perfect world, yes, because he can come in and immediately start at that nickel position, and that would be just huge for us, like truly huge for us. Anthony, what's good, dude? Juan, what's happening? You an outdoors person? Why the truck country boy? I am, Juan. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't hunt, but I fish like a tremendous amount, and I love going camping. And I'm looking into getting just a small trailer just for camping, and we just needed something to pull it. I drove a Jeep Wrangler like jacked up forever just so I could hit the trails and stuff like that. But I don't know. Having a Jeep Wrangler all jacked up as your daily driver sucks. Plus, they can't tow shit, and that is what it is. Anthony, Raider Nation, baby. James, what's going on? They're young. Let them gel. That's what I'm saying. They're young. Keep this little core together. Let them gel. Just bring in 2 vets above them. You're going to be carrying 10 anyways. You go ahead and drop down. You get rid of all the guys I'm talking about. You have 8. Bring in a veteran safety who can play that single high. Bring in a cornerback that can play opposite of Mullen while Arnett gets his feet wet. And see if he can stay healthy. And, dude, we're rolling at that point, man. Oh, Johnny Storm, what's going on, dude? We're going to be all right. Keep building the team and trust the process. I'm thinking this defense is going to make a huge twist, man. I hope Arnett adds some weight. I'll give you that. Hits that weight room and just learns how to hit, man. 541, what's happening, dude? Our system has been trash. I think we have some good pieces to build with. I think you're right about that. I think now that you actually have a real defensive coordinator and you have his coaches coming with him, it's going to make a tremendous difference on this defense. Nixon was good on special teams, great at gunner, but the rest of those guys can go. Anthony, I'll give you that, man. Oh, Reem, what's happening? Lenny, how are you doing? Moving up in the world with the wrench, I see. Amik is the worst one. And Amik's tough for me, dude, because Amik played really good in college, and he was coming out of a small school, and that transition sucks. But, I mean, he's undersized for the NFL, and I think he saw that, and I'm thinking he's going to be putting in some work, man. I don't see Amik going anywhere. I could see Amik maybe riding the practice squad, depending on what Gus wants to do. But if he goes out and really impresses Gus, then he has a shot at getting into this rotation and hitting that field a couple times during a game. I'm not going to knock it because I really want to see it. Linebacker 8 in the first round. Even though I have no doubt the linebackers in this draft will be good. If you don't take the DTs or a free safety or an edge, we will regret it. Brandon, I don't know. We need help in that secondary, man. I'm telling you. We need somebody to, especially if Joyner's going to be gone and we do end up moving on from Joyner, Jock could take his spot and play it better than him immediately. Like immediately in your first round pick is starting on your defense. We run nickel like 70% of the time. Plus, I think he could even cover that third linebacker spot if Morrow does end up moving on. And I don't know, man. I want to see us go linebacker in the first. I know we need a defensive tackle. I know that we need the safeties. But I really think we're going to get a safety in free agency, so I want to see us draft a safety to just kind of play that depth role that Harris was playing, but we got somebody younger who hopefully has a little bit more of an upside. And then, I mean, we need help on that defensive line. There's no lie about that. So, I mean, if the right dude's sitting there at 17 that's on that defensive line, I will take it. But I think you could wait till the second round to get your defensive line if one of those 3 linebackers are sitting on the board. Cover 3 will help our secondary. It has to. If it doesn't, I'll be pissed. I'm hoping we see a lot more Tanner Muse. Hope he's the linebacker that gets the picks. Man, Juan, I'm pulling for Tanner Muse, but we have not seen that kid. He is a total wild card. So I do not want to see, I don't want to like overinvest into him and think he's going to be the guy that takes it over. He has a shot at being that guy, but we have not seen shit out of that yet. Bill, what's happening, dude? Would you take Jock over Zaven Collins? Watched both their highlights reels recently, and I am super impressed with Collins. I'm super impressed with Collins, too. And really, in my personal opinion, I think Micah Parsons is the best linebacker in this draft. But Jock is the linebacker that suits us the best as far as the position that we need him to fill. Zaven Collins is a hell of a lot better against the run. But, I mean, he could still play coverage. But Jock kind of specializes in coverage. I've seen him get burned on a few runs, seen him get ran over, which kind of sucks. But in the right situation, in a cover 3 type style defense, I think Jock would end up outplaying Zaven Collins in our particular system, but I think overall Zaven Collins will be the better all-around linebacker. We need to hang out at one of these games, Reem. I'm really hoping that we can get one of these games. Someone needs to emerge as the leader of our defense. So Raider, I completely agree with that because Abrams is a very loud, vocal person, but I don't think this team sees him as the leader as much as he wants to be that leader. I did see where, oh God, what? I can't believe I just spaced his name. He came out and he put it. he had like a little, I don't, it was like an interview, but I just saw like an insert of it. But he was talking about how he wants to be the leader of this defense. This defense, David Irving needs a veteran presence, and Irving wants to be that veteran presence, and he's really happy with the situation he's in. So hopefully he can be that guy, man. He can step up and kind of get these people working around him to work a little bit harder, step up their game, and really start to gel. Because without that leadership, your defense is never going to gel. And I think Witkowski is going to be a big part of that too. Does anybody know why Gruden fired Prince last season? I don't. I honestly kind of like Prince. I was kind of pissed about that all year, especially with the way that we've seen it play out. I understand why we got rid of Randall just because he wasn't doing his work at camp. Prince honestly seemed like he was getting outplayed throughout camp, which might have been the reason. But I don't know, man. Those veteran guys take it easy during camp, and I really just think they wanted Prince to prove more than what he could. But I mean, the dude really didn't do anything this year, so maybe he just is at the end of his road. I like Isaiah Johnson, but it drives me crazy that he hardly even gets any playing time. Anthony, I completely agree. I'm really hoping we see a difference in that under Gus Bradley. I think a lot of that I will put on Gunther. He held so many of these young kids back. It was disgusting. We need to stop reaching on players and really need to start hitting on them. Man, Todd, yes. Get that best damn player on the board. Like, the best defensive player on the board at 17, take him. The best defensive player at 42, take him. Like, just screw the character issues, screw everything else, their background. Dude, if he's the best player coming out, we need to start locking those down. A young secondary will be eaten alive. They will. Lenny, you're 100% right. That's why I want to see the veteran safety to play that single high, and I want to see that veteran corner because Mullen is pretty much locked in as our other corner, and I'm loving every damn second of that. But we just need to be able to get it going, man. I like Aim is the kind of leader. Dude plays with a lot of passion. He is. Andrew, he is a leader, but I don't know, man. I've seen him kind of, if you're going to be the leader, you got to make the plays that he's missing, and he is not making those plays yet. What'd you think about Kipper saying we should draft more? I saw that, man. There's better options out there, especially in that first round, dude. Especially in that first round. Tragedy, what's good, James? Good pass rush makes a decent secondary. Yes, it does. I don't care who your secondary is. If that quarterback has time to just sit in that pocket and pick them apart, even a dude that's playing second string, and we've seen it over the years of second string quarterbacks, especially the year before last, of just coming in and just destroying our secondary. It's because they had time, man, and that is what it is. What if Gus Bradley chokes the games like he did with the Chargers? Aaron, that's a very fair question. The safety, the safety, Morris, that safety. 48-yard touchdown pass to Henry Ruggs, man. Will Sherman work as a temporary fix? Lloyd, I think he would. In my personal opinion, I would say yes. But I am so sick of seeing the Raiders just put Band-Aids on everything. Worley was supposed to be our temporary fix to get us through the end of the year. And granted, like Worley and Sherman are on completely different levels, but it's that same type of shit, man. I want to get somebody in here that can actually fill that spot, stick around, gel with this defense. But a dude like Sherman can come in and help these guys learn this actual defense, start working together with these guys, and really start pulling the whole secondary together as one big unit. It can't get any worse than Aaron. D-Mac, how are you doing? Collins in the first. Just don't think we should draft a safety in the first. No, I don't think we should draft a safety in the first. I think that would be a terrible mistake. You do not want a starting safety as a rookie with the defensive style that we play. It sucks. Even the best one in football, it would still suck. That there's too big of a learning curve, man. The veteran quarterbacks in the league would destroy him on a regular weekly basis. I don't know why. Don't play safety. He's big enough to play linebacker. I'll give you that. Jock cannot play nickel corner in the NFL. You're insane if you think, dude, Brandon, man, have you not seen his? That is what that dude does, man. I'm telling you right now, he can play nickel. He can play that nickel spot. He did it all through Notre Dame, man. He did it damn well. That kid was hanging with the little slot receivers. That kid was hanging with the tight ends. That kid is fast as hell, man. He can go sideline to sideline. His biggest thing with me is just him being able to come around that edge and really light up a running back, and that's kind of what scares me about him. D-line needs to be able to win one-on-one match. Yes, they have to. Sebastian, what's good, dude? Johnson 3 or Marcus Williams or May? Yes, dude. Tanner Muse to safety. I'm curious to see if he does shift back or if they keep him training in that linebacker role. I'd like to see him kind of play that linebacker role. I'm not going to lie, but we have to bring in some more safeties if that's going to happen. Asante Samuel, if he falls, I don't think he's going to fall. That's the thing. Jock will help us big time. I told you Prince was done when you signed him. Sincerely, Mike, what's going on? You did. As soon as we signed him, you sent me that text, so I will give you that. The draft goes safety, draft 2. If we draft a safety round 2 or pick 2, I'll take that. We need to sign a true single high free safety to cover the ground, break up the balls, and intercept it. Dude, that's what I'm saying, 541, and that's exactly what Marcus Williams is. The Raiders have been a lot of talk about him. Hopefully we can go out there and make that move. It's going to cost us a good bit of money, but I really think you get rid of Joyner. Ty Williams is already gone. That frees up the money that you need to go out there and get a dude like Williams and bring him on. But then you're going to have to make a few more cuts if you want to really start changing some things up. Would you rather make Justin Simmons the highest paid player or Leonard Williams the highest paid D lineman in the league? I would definitely take Simmons over Leonard. I am not even going to lie. That would be like I wouldn't even think twice about that. Cut Joyner, yes. I really think that's going to have to be the move. Gunther was a horrible DC. Young players need to be coached, and that never happened under PG. It never happened once. Like, never once. Team lacked leadership in D last year. Yes, it did. I wish Charles Woodson would come in and be the assistant coach. That would be awesome. That would be so damn awesome. Jock allows nickel coverage with the linebacker's presence. Yes, that is exactly it. Like, exactly it. Just like Deion Jordan played nickel corner in college, just a lot of the linebackers that can't do it at the next level. Brandon, I will give you that, man, but I want to give that kid a chance to go out there and prove it because he does excel at it. And I'm telling you, at this point, I'd rather see him out there than Joyner because I know exactly what the hell Joyner's going to do. And I understand he had flashes last season because I think he was finally starting to learn Gunther's defense. And then as soon as it seemed like he was starting to get it together, then we finally, for the sake of God, got rid of Gunther. And then everybody looked better under Marinelli. But now we have a totally new system coming in. These guys are going to have to pick it up. But under Gus's system, he plays to a lot of the players' strengths instead of telling the players to do exactly what his defense is supposed to do. That's going to be the biggest damn thing you see from all of our guys. Numbers, thanks for coming out, man. Shout out from Tucson, Arizona. Appreciate it, man. Love the show. Heading to Vegas the 15th. Raiders for life. Oh, Juan, that is awesome, dude. I'm hoping to make it back to Vegas in the next year or two. I'm telling you, if you're drafting Jock to need a nickel, he's not worth the first at all. He might not be. And I'm telling you, there's other players I'd rather see like on the defensive line. I just don't know how many of these guys are going to drop, man. I cannot wait till that draft day because I'll be live. We'll be sitting here talking. I just want to see who's on that actual board at 17. There's no telling. The Raiders could go out there and take some dude that nobody's expecting that's supposed to go at like pick 30, but he has the Raider mentality and he's a team player and great in the locker room. That's the kind of shit that drives me completely insane. I want to take that high-risk player that has the high reward, and a lot of times they pan out, dude. They settle down, they pan out, and they end up being one of the better players in the league, and then we're stuck with guys that are good players, but they're not game breakers. They're not the big difference makers that end up winning you games in certain situations. That's a high-risk pick. I'll give you that, man. Hard to be a leader on the defense when coaching doesn't have the leadership on D. That's very, very true. If we fill the nickel with the 17th pick, why not a corner? There's a good corner that's going to be on the board. Because he'd have to be big, dude. Because you're talking about Noah Fant. You're talking about Kelsey. You're talking about Hunter Henry. You're talking about like big-ass tight ends that we're seeing twice a year. Not to mention the fact that so many of the NFL teams are starting to pick up these hybrid tight ends, and that's your nickel guy's job to be able to handle that. The linebacker's going to bump them, or the lineman or the defensive end will try to bump them off the line, but then they have to pick up that coverage. A dude like Kelsey has made his career out of boxing people out and making those passes, and then he'll turn. They'll jump up on his back because they think that he's going to try to box him out. The next thing you know, he turns and he's gone. And then he's got Mahomes hitting him for 50 yards down the damn sideline. You have to have somebody that can keep up with that. An undersized corner will end up getting his lunch tossed, dude. If we can get our D-line set, I hope we sign Williams from the Saints and keep Heath as the backup. Nixon was awesome. I was excited to see the safety. Hopefully he sticks with the team. Man, Sam, I'll give you that. I really like Nixon. I really think he was starting to gel with Arnett and with Abram and with Mullen. I thought they were really coming together as a little group. But he's another one, dude. I'm going to chalk him up to Gunther. I'm really hoping Gus Bradley can do something. Do we go after Wilson or Watson? James, I'm not even touching on that, dude. That's like the biggest clickbait BS that you'll hear this entire off. It's the same thing every offseason, dude. And by March, it's going to be some other quarterback added onto that list. It just, I don't know, it just kind of keeps everything rolling. It blows my mind. Abram can slide into backer. Man, I would love to see that. I'd love to see that. I just don't see it happen. Abram's role in this defense next season is going to be something that blows everybody's mind, man. I'm telling you, this kid is going to be unfreaking believable next year. Abram's going to have the ability just to sit in the middle of the field and make his choice and just attack, and he's going to go off doing it, man. Trade down at 17, that's a real possibility. I'm still thinking there's a shot we go offensive line at 17. It's just dependent on how everything shakes out before this draft. Look better under Marinelli because we have good speed on the defense and his plan was simplified, allowing them to run to the ball. Yes, 541, 100%. I love Jock, but man, we need a defensive... No, dude, I'll give you that. We need a defensive tackle so damn bad, especially if we're not going to end up pulling something through free agency. We're going to have to make a move during the draft at that defensive tackle spot. I understand there's going to be there's a few damn good edge rushers and a few damn good defensive tackles that are going to go pretty high in this draft. There's going to be a couple of quarterbacks that go high, and there's going to be one or two of these linebackers is going for sure before pick 20. So it's going to be interesting to see who ends up sneaking down that drops to that 17 spot. You think we can move up to get Jock? If we can, I would not want to do that. Like, if Jock's there at 17, that is what it is, but I would not want to move up to take him. Tired of these character guys we keep drafting. Andrew, I'm kind of right there with you, man. Sherman, bro, I'm leaning towards Sherman. Will the Raiders try for another Lynn Bowden type in the third? I pray to God we do not. Gruden proved one thing to me for certain last year is that he has no idea how to use a player like a Lynn Bowden. Like, none. His offense is not suited for it. I don't care what he says. We know his offense. We've seen his offense. It is the most plain, predictable piece of shit offense I've ever seen, but hopefully he can get the weapons around it to where it executes. And it seemed like in some games where everything was firing on all cylinders, we would just rip through teams, and it was awesome. I was happy as hell. But then there was other games where we'd come in and the defense would literally know exactly what we were going to do. We'd be sitting here talking and be like, well, we're going to do this, and then sure enough, we'd come out there, run that exact damn play, it would get stuffed. Unless Gruden's willing to open shit up completely and start spreading things out, there is no reason to bring in a dude like Lynn Bowden onto this team or to bring in another dude like Lynn Bowden. We need to be better at the D-line. We have to. We have to make moves. Williams should be the real target for safety. Dude, I'm telling you, Marcus Williams for that safety, he needs to be the target. If we lock him down, that sets our secondary pretty much in stone. And then you get that, because I'm telling you right now, if we had Williams sitting over there, you had Abram doing the job that he's supposed to do, and then you had Mullen on one side and Arnett on the other, I'm okay with starting that. I just want a little bit more depth at that quarterback spot. I really think a true veteran corner would beat out Arnett, at least for the first 6 to 8 weeks, and I think it would work wonders for both of them, man. Sue and Melvin Ingram, please. Man, Gustav, those are older dudes with higher price tags, man. You talking about bringing in Sue and Ingram, that's more Band-Aids, dude. You're talking about throwing Band-Aids on a problem. If we're going to do that, I want to see us go young. Like, bring in some young people. Redirect Kelsey into over coverage bracket. Playoff, dude, that is exactly how the how the Bucks went out there and just owned them, like completely owed them. Oh, Kwity Paye dude, Kwity keeps popping up everywhere. I keep seeing him. Larry, what's going on, dude? Just put Joyner in at free safety. There's a shot at that, man. Larry, I'm not going to lie, because I've seen some things where we were moving on from Joyner. I've seen some things where Gus Bradley likes Joyner and he wants to see what he can do. Joyner playing that single high safety kind of scares the hell out of me, but there's a shot that it ends up happening. I agree with you. If we improve that front seven, whether it be through the draft or free agency, Abram is going to be a monster. Oh, Honcho, what's going on, man? I'm glad you can make it out to the show. I'm telling you, Abram is going to be just a freak this season. This Gus Bradley defense is built for a dude like him to excel in, as long as he has the right coverage pieces around him. I could see Mariota going to New England if we can swap picks in the first and trade. As a trade compensation. I could see Mariota going to New England. I don't know what's going to end up happening. I'm still thinking the Raiders are just going to straight cut him. Like, from everything that I've seen lately, it's been that we're going to cut him just to release ourselves of all that money. And I don't understand why we would do that, but I don't know. I don't know. I just read an article about it. I didn't understand it, but I saw it, dude. 2020 draft class is about to go off. I have no doubts about our past 2 draft classes. They've been catching a ton of shit from a ton of different people, and it really pisses me off. Because after that first season where we had Jacobs and Mad Max and Farrell, everybody's like, dude, we're turning around. Everything's coming up. And then we have another draft. We bring in dudes. We have all this COVID bullshit. Everything gets set back. We're still dealing with Gus Bradley or with Paul Gunther, and all of a sudden all these dudes are shit, and we can't draft, and Mayock doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. We're the worst drafting. Dude, just give these fucking kids a chance. I'm telling you right now, there's a shit ton of talent on this team. Yeah, I did. I get real mad when people start bashing on this team for no damn reason. I think we're going to drop back and get more picks, draft offensive line and defensive heavy. We're going to end up having to get a tackle. If Richie Incognito really does want to come back, I will take that. And then really you could have Simpson and kind of Good right behind. But you have to go out there and address that tackle position. Whether we end up keeping Trent Brown or not, you have to address that tackle position. Because if nothing else, Trent Brown's just proven that he's not consistent, like at all. Take the best player available. I'm a thorough believer in the defensive coaches and coordinators that we have. It's going to make a world of difference. Larry, I 100% agree. As far as Abrams, we need a torpedo as a backup. For reals? Yes, Sam. Joshua signed Strong. Oh, Strong free agent. Signed Strong free agent and free safety, yes. Draft round 1, defensive tackle. Round 2, linebacker. Round 3, free safety. And learn behind the newly signed free safety. I would take that, dude. I would take that all damn day, Joshua. And then get a corner through free agency. And I'll be happy as hell if we ended up pulling that off. Cox in the second half if Jock is gone. Oh, that's a tough one for me, dude. I could see Cox slip into the third. I could see him slipping. I could see him definitely to like the late second. We got to get out of free agency with the old guys, pull the trigger, and build up that defensive line. Yes, dude, start bringing in these younger kids, man. There's so many dudes that are going to be on this list that are sitting there that are going to be between like 5 to 7 million who are coming off their rookie contracts and looking to get like up there. Not really like truly get paid, but just like have proved themselves, and now they want to get paid a little bit more. Those are the young dudes we need to bring on and see if we can keep developing them into something great instead of going out there and pulling off these, like, thank God J.J. Watt's off the board, so I don't have to hear that nonsense anymore. But, I mean, he ended up going to Arizona and getting paid a shit ton of money for no reason, dude. It pisses me off, dude. I want to see us go out there and get young talent and see if we can gel them. And now that we have the coaches, maybe we can. Went the third, Barrymore. In the second, most depth, dude. If Barrymore, I don't think Barrymore will make it to the second. If he's there, there's no reason in hell we'd not take him. I like that, but who was in the first? I don't know, man. 1,000-yard receiver, West Kenneth, what's up, man? You know, it's all going to come down to Aguilar. I do not want to overpay Aguilar. I think if you're going to pay a dude like Aguilar $11 million, you can go out there and get a hell of a lot better wide receiver. And I know he has chemistry with Carr. I don't know. I know you guys saw it. Like him and Carr hit up on some deep balls. The dude also dropped a shit ton of passes, man, and didn't break the 1,000-yard mark. He's not a number 1 wide receiver. He only had 8 touchdowns. We need a backup running back, man. Yes, we do. And I am still hoping that we pull that shit off. And I know you guys disagree with me. I'm really hoping we pull Le'Veon Bell. I really think we could get him on a, like, not a cheap ass contract, but pretty close to like a vet minimum contract, just a 1-year prove it deal. Stick his ass behind our offensive line. Let him spell Jacobs. If Jacobs goes down, then you do have Bell running behind our offensive line. And I'm telling you, he would look like a damn superstar. And dude, if that's the move we end up pulling off, I'll blow my damn mind out. Joku, do you think the Raiders were better off just before Gruden or after? Wiggly sticks, that's tough for him, man. I thought Jack Del Rio had this team going in the right direction, and then he just completely lost the locker room. Like, completely lost it. There was a hell of a lot more that happened with that situation than me or you will ever know, and that's the reason he got booted out so fast. I think we've made some poor coaching decisions. I think Gruden coming in, I think he's realized that he needed to make a ton of changes, and I think it's been a huge learning curve for him. Losing Buckner sucked. Like, that dude should have been our defensive coordinator. We should have fired Gunther, promoted his ass, and then you would have seen this defense really, like, changed immediately, because Buckner knows how to coach a defense, and he knows how to fire guys up. That was another terrible mistake that we made. But as of right now, I'm happy with the way Gruden's going. I'm glad that we're keeping Carr, and I'm really hoping that we're keeping Carr, just because he knows Gruden's system now, and he give the right pieces. The offense seems like it's fine, man. If we can tweak this defense, I think we'll be pretty happy with Gruden, even though his playbook freaking pisses me off, man. How long do we have Ruggs to show up? I was sold on that guy. Plugged him in the flex in the first 9 weeks in fantasy. Chris, I played the shit out of him in fantasy too. I think Ruggs is going to be fine. I really do. I think he's going to put in the work through this offseason. He's going to be able to get off the ball a hell of a lot more. I think Renfro's really going to work with him, show him some things about getting that first step. And then once he gets that first step down and he doesn't get those hands in his chest, you're going to see that kid making all sorts of plays. But at the same time, if Gruden's not going to call plays to where Carr can go to his outside wide receivers and we try to keep everything over the middle of the field, it's not going to make a damn lick of difference. So glad Vegeta didn't fall. For the Wape, oh man, dude. Keon, I'm right there with you. You still need veteran leadership or young guys get lost. That's what I'm saying, dude. So bring in Williams, bring in Sherman. Then you have like your vets. Krokowski's a good veteran player. Littleton's a good veteran player. Hopefully we keep Hankins around, but he's a free agent. But I mean, he's another good, solid veteran player. Then you jack around them with a bunch of speed, dude. These dudes will be going nuts. How did Mayock become one of the best draft analysis? People are now trashing him. I still trust the dude. I still completely trust the dude, man. It's just, and I get it, man. It's just frustration. That's all it is. You get pissed, man. You sit here and you talk about how great this freaking team's going to be, and then you look at it on paper, everything stacks up, and then you actually hit the field. The offense looks decent. The defense continues to be trash, and then you just continue to get pissed, man. But we haven't focused enough. Like we brought in the two big linebackers, and then we shuffled through, like, Randall should have stuck around. We had a decent safety, but he ended up screwing the pooch himself. We ended up getting rid of Prince, but, I mean, Prince, one way or another, something didn't work out. We need to get in a couple guys, and, like, that's the thing. Like, Williams, the dude's only, like, 24, man, but he's already proven that he's one of the better safeties in the NFL. Let's go out and get that, man. Lock that kid down. Oh, Tupac, what's good, dude? I'm starting to like Jock at the linebacker more at 17. I want to see Barrymore more, though. A lot of people do, and I could see us addressing the defensive line first, especially if there's somebody perfect on that board. I've seen a few mock drafts where we get a nice hard downhill running back. Dude, Trey, I've seen that too. Usually in the 5th round, I've seen us taking the running back. In a lot of the drafts that I do and the few that I put out online, I was pulling a running back in the 5th almost every time. Deshaun Jackson over Aguilar. Little Sean, no chance in hell would I pull that. None. Like Deshaun Jackson 6 years ago maybe, but I'd take Aguilar over Deshaun Jackson in a damn heartbeat. Patterson from Buffalo in the 4th. Oh, man. Dude, I had him. He was like on my actual draft board. I really like that damn kid a lot. Like a lot. Who was the other one I had out there? I still have it right down. Was I Isaiah Patterson from Buffalo and then that kid out of North Carolina? Yeah, Javonte Williams, man. Out of North Carolina. I had us in the 5th too. I really like that kid a hell of a lot. Barrymore gets lazy at times. I have not watched enough of him to see it. A lot of the things that I do watch, it's like the highlight reels. And so, I mean, everything, getting these kids hyped up before the draft. So you're only seeing the best of the best. And I don't sit down and watch too many Alabama games. Totally agree with getting Bell. Man, I'd be happy as hell. Mel had us taking the safety at 17. Rookie safety, I don't like. I'd hate that, dude. I would truly hate that. Ruggs is going to be just fine. Yes, he is. Kenneth, what's good, dude? Ruggs need to gain 15 pounds. I think he can do it, man. These kids are still growing, man. He just keeps hitting the weight room. He'll be fine. Oh, Bane, what's good, man? I'm glad you can make it out to the show. Not sure why everybody put Gruden on a pedestal. He's the mediocre to cold at best. Fernando, I'm not arguing with you. Diego, thanks for coming out, man. All right, guys, that's pretty much what I have for you tonight. Just wanted to break it down. Like I said, in the next day or two, we'll go ahead and just kind of pull out who's going to be left on this team. We'll take all the free agents that are currently like Raider free agents out of it. See what that defense looks like, see exactly where we need to plug these holes, and I really think it'll be really cool to see. So stick with me, man. If you guys don't mind, please click that like button on your way out. It really does help me out and keep me growing. But until next time, I'm Son Joku. Thank you all very much for coming out. You know I truly appreciate it. We will